Okie dokie. Welcome back to another vintage video, and welcome to Edge of Eternity's Vintage. Tezzeret is here. Tezzeret is here to crush. We're going to play it. Tezzeret is the new card, the one really notable card from the new set, I think. We're going to go and play with some other cards next week, but I thought I'd play the headline act this week. Whenever an artifact you control enters the battlefield, put a loyalty counter on Tezzeret. It's a 3 mana, 4 starting loyalty, colourless planeswalker. 0, untap target artifact or creature. If it's an artifact creature, it gets counter. -3, you trinket mage. -7, you start animating your robots or your artifacts. So the main event here, though, is Tezzeret can get you your tiny little bit of hate package. Vexing Bauble and Soulguide Lantern can get you a bit of mana with Mana Vault and Soul Ring, and then it can get Manifold Keys and Sensei's Tops, which can combo with those Flesh Rakers, combo with those One Rings, combo with those Time Vaults. Tezzeret himself untaps a Time Vault with his 0 ability. He's going to untap One Rings, Monoliths, Mana Vaults, everything like this. So lots of mana. It's almost free to sneak into a lot of your sequences, I think is going to be the case. And a supporting cast of a Raker Shops list. We've still got Scrawling Crawler in the list. That's cool. That's good. And then we've got a sideboard. 3 Null Rods is interesting. Talon Gates is, I think, like an all-star in these decks. Just land drop, get rid of your hate piece, and then kill them. So we're going to play it through a league. We're going to see how we get on, and we're going to have some fun on the way through. So I'll see you down there for round 1 with Tesarette Raker Shops. Okay, then round 1 of our colourless league, and we're up against 214. Not a username I recognise. We're on the draw. Okay, then on the draw, but this hand looks pretty damn fantastic. We've got a turn 1 Flesh Raker into Mox Sensei's Top. Take a peek and pray, I guess. So we're going to keep this. Opponent's kept 7, no Lurrus. We have got the Scrawling Crawler in this deck. I know Koby and CRK are still a fan of this card, which always amazes me, but, you know, they're the masters. They're the ones who win with this deck all the time. You usually see those guys at the top of the challenges and the top of the trophy leaderboard as well. So 2-1-4 here, though, to kick us off. An Underground Sea and a Ponder. So probably Doomsday. And I played a bit of Doomsday when this Raker list first kind of started popping off, and the matchup was so good for Doomsday. So I don't know if that's changed in the near past. Post board against Doomsday, we don't have really anything. We've got the 3 traps, so maybe they're just kind of happy with it, or maybe they think they're fast enough. So Ponder go from the opponent. Maybe Raker's where you want to be then against Doomsday. I can get to Raker. I can't get back to the Scrawling Crawler. Can I? No. So I guess I go Ancient Tomb, Moxpel, and then we can play our Flesh Raker. And see if that sticks. Maybe this was supposed to just be a Grim Monolith to start with. Mox Grim. But I kind of need the triggers, right? Okay, so they let that go. So let's just go Ruby. Ruby's in. And then do I play the top or do I play the Grim? I think I play the Grim. Because then I've got the Scrawly Crawly for sure. But I can play the top first, right? And it doesn't really matter. I can take a look with top. Time Vault, Saga, Ballista. None of these cards are good. None of these cards are good. But I'm about to resolve. None of these cards are good. Okay, so we'll just do Ballista into Vault and Saga. And then we'll play the Scrawling Crawler. And we've dealt some damage, we've played some cards. And we can look again with top next turn. I wonder if opponent's going to be scared of the Scrawling Crawler. No, so Oppo just has no forces, or just do not care. I can't remember what order I put my cards in, but I'm basically just going to flip the top this turn anyway. Play what we draw, take another look with the top. See if we can find a Tezzeret. Scrawling Crawler binks the opponent here. I get 2 cards actually, and then another look, don't I? So it'll be Ballista plus 2 fresh ones by the time we start looking with the top. Opponent's taking 5 to combat plus all that damage off the cards as well, actually, isn't it? So off the Time Bolt and the top. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Doomsday. We could just die here, right? Ritual Doomsday, draw some cards. That Scrawling Crawler won't deal enough. Okay, opponent has a Demonic Tutor. They had a little bit of a tank there, so DT finds a passing of the turn. So our opponent's at an effective 9. We can just flip this, right? We draw top. We draw Saga. Although I feel like it might be better to have the Ballista there. But let's see how they feel about the Sensei's top this time around. Doomsday's going to be a really hard kill from here, so I guess they've actually just gone and got Thoracle Consult, right? There's a Tezzeret. What does Tezzeret do? Tezzeret gets the other top. I have to shuffle away this top. Tezzeret gets Voltaic Key. So let's flip this in. And then do I play Time Vault or do I just play Tezzeret out? Let's play the Tez. I can't get dazed. I think they're just going to Thoracle Consult us. They've got a Force of Will here for Tezzeret, which is a shame. We can just play a Saga then. But I think we're just going to die this turn, right? Thassa's Oracle plus Demonic Consultation after the DT. In for 5, opponent goes to 4. Opponent goes to 3 in their draw step. But that might not matter. Yeah, I think we're just slightly too slow here. And the DT means I just think we're dead. Blue, blue. Oh. Oh, maybe they just have to replay the land. Sure, that was nice. Oh, it's Cyclist Street Wraith. They're proper dead. Okay, well, wild. We're not dead. Sorry. It's just that thing of your Doomsday opponent having so many cards in hand, you just assume you're dead, right? They also tutored. Doesn't seem possible. So we've got Mind Break Traps. I don't think any of these other cards do anything. They could be on a rod, but I think I'd rather see a rod before taking action against that. The relic and the cage don't really do anything. The stone coils, they don't have a Lurrus, they're not on the frog version. And then dismember in case they're on shield rid. But I don't think that's worth playing around. Soul Guide Lantern can go. What else is unnecessary? Maybe a Talon Gate, but I don't know how many lands I've got that I'm actually allowed to cut, but hey ho, a Talon Gate. Or maybe a Crawling Scrawler. All the fast mana is obviously great. The tops are good, the Bauble's good, because that's like our only defense grid. The 3-drops are what the deck's about. Mystic Forge and Karn. Do we care about Karn the Great Creator against Doomsday? I can't imagine so. We don't have a Torpor Orb to go and get. No, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy dropping Karn, and then the Ballista seems. I'm not sure what the Ballista's doing here, to be honest with you. So let's try this out. We'll keep all our mana, and we'll drop the Karn of the Great Creator. We have no special threats post board for them. We've got a trap in the opener, but no mana. So how do we feel about that? No mana, triple crawler. I think we've got to mulligan this. I don't see how that wins. This looks like it should win. I'll keep this and bottom the Time Vault. Well, I've got 4 keys and 4 Tezzerettes, right? So maybe I'm supposed to bottom the bauble, not the bauble, the top instead. I think I just bottom the Time Vault. Okay, opponents on the play, they've got 7. They've got an Undercity Sewer, which is rarely where they wanted to be. So, back to us. Monolith. Play the Ancient Tomb. I guess I bauble first. That's just in. Okay. This was like the more defensive way of playing, I think, rather than the most optimum damage way of winning. I presume we can just pass here. Opponent can't play zeros. They can play Dark Ritual, Ancestral, and that sort of thing. Null Rod. So they do have rods. I guess I can take a look. Grim Monolith, the One Ring, Mindbreak Trap. Let's take the Mindbreak, the Grim then, and then flip the top into Grim. Say no, and then it's back to me. And then I can keep casting spells. What have I got? Mindbreak Trap into the One Ring. Okay, I'm going to use my tokens for damage, I think. Or for mana here. This might be bad, but that's what we're doing. I didn't realize they were going to have a Sensei's top, but in we go for 2. We've got a few difficult draws to get through here, whilst our opponent kind of goes off. They have to play around the Vexing Bauble. But they have got 6 cards in hand, and they are Doomsday. They can't gush into it. They can DT for something though. What can they DT for here? Just Ancestral? So I'm only attacking for 2 a turn, which is miserable. Yep, the Ancestral themselves. I've got a Vexing Bauble in place and none of this works. Back to me. What's the next card? Mindbreak Trap before we see another card. So let's send. Opponent takes some damage, but they should be well set up by now. So this rod did do us dirty. So I do want the Masticore going into future games, I think. They've got a Ponder, I've got nothing to do. I think the Masticore will be good. That's just so we can claim to have an out, you know. And then multiple Ponders from the opponent. I guess a Murktide kills us quite quickly here, if they've got Murktide in their list, but... Maybe this hand was... I think this hand's fine, right? It's just... We needed the rod to not be there. Opponent goes Ponder, Ponder, Walk. They should have all the things they need here to win. Yeah, there's a Mindbreak Trap. Remember I can't cast... There's a Vampiric. Remember I can't cast my Mindbreak Trap because of the Vexing Bauble. So they vamp down to 11. They find the card they need. They play a Polluted Delta. Blue, Thassa's Oracle. Into a console. Nice, easy kill. Nice. They're going to write some words. We're going to die. But we get a quick look at what they had left over. So they've got 3 cards in hand, which we don't see. That makes it look like a singleton rod. They've got no... What's this card? Mindbreak Trap. So maybe that's a single rod. Some fatal pushes. And no creatures. Okay. Okay then. We'll bring in the Masticore. Do I want to drop combo stuff? Not massively. I think the Mindbreak Traps are still good, even though we couldn't cast them there. How do you sideboard? Let's drop a Crawler. I know it's good against their cantrips, but I still think it's one of the less good cards in the deck. So what's this? This is cool, I think. So we'll keep this. I'm just going to turn on Vexing Bauble. Cast a Mox Pearl. Cast a Vexing Bauble. I have a Force of Will pitching a Ponder this time, okay. And then we'll just... maybe I'll just play Ancient Tomb, actually. Just because I've got a clean Fleshbreaker next turn. But never mind, here we are. We've got a Mindbreak Trap to lean on and a Glaring Fleshbreaker. I have a Flooded Strand. Into Sea. Into Dark Ritual. Into Doomsday. Okay. So we need to kind of like win quickly, you know? Or just really get them off their Ancestral next turn. That was quite a lot. Force of Will plus turn 1 Doomsday. All of that through the Mindbreak Trap. I guess, yeah, because they've gone so quickly, they're going to want to go through Moxen in some way. So yeah, it was just one rod that they bought in. They locked us out with last game. So all the negations have gone. 1 Force of Will. 2, 3 Force of Will. Tabernacle at Pendle Vale. How did that get in there? it's just Ancestral into Lotus Oracle. They've got a Murktide post board this time around. Do they play a bounce spell? They don't have any bounce spells in here, do they? So let's play a Glaring Fleshraker and see if they let that through. I think Glaring Fleshraker is better than Chalice for 2. So I can Rake Flesh. Oh, where's Gush actually? That could be important. Yeah, Gush is here. So yeah, I'm going to Rake Flesh and then see if they like it. They do. And now we'll Chalice for 1. If we can work it out. Okay, opponent takes some damage. Chalice is in. So now their Chain of Vapor can't work if they've got one. Their Ancestral can't work if they've got one. They play an Underground Sea, they pass to us. But we need to draw some spells as well. So Sensei's Divining Top, so I like that a lot. Oh, I don't love that quite so much, but it is a damage, I guess. I missed the fact that I can't cast my own spells. This is why we don't play new decks very often. Opponent falls to 5. I guess I need to draw a Wandering or something. So I need to draw 2 threats, right? Or 2 cards. I'm just going to die next turn. I've just got a Lotus. So now I've got Hardcast Forcible up then. So that's another Fleshraker. Does that do enough? Probably not. Probably not. Opponent falls to 1. And then they're going to play draw a Thoracle and win the game. So I guess Talongate or Scrawling Crawler were the cards I needed to draw there. Oh no, the Thoracle's too deep. Okay, that's funny. So just like a pile in an awkward order for the opponent. I definitely didn't play well, but maybe this was supposed to be on 2 the whole time. Maybe that was the joke. But this also beats a rando Chain of Vapor or something like that, right? So yeah, we win the match. Interesting stuff. Next one. Alright then, round 2 up against the Power 9. We've got an opening hand. How do you play? So we have to go through the Lotus or Life Hurts. Still think I keep though, just because I can throw the Crawly at them. Maybe I'm just supposed to throw the Fleshraker and then make a Ballista for 1 actually. Because if I throw the Scrawly Crawler and it gets countered, I still can't do anything next turn. But if I throw the Fleshraker and it gets countered, I still can't do anything next turn, but if I get it through, I get to do a lot more this turn, right? So I think Talongate's, well, Lotus Talongate's. Would you go Talongate's Lotus? What's the correct sequencing? Because like Talongate's shows I'm not on mono white, which means my Lotus is, I'm not going to say less threatening, but my Lotus isn't a mono white Lotus, right? They're not going to get caverned. I've given that information up. So they're not going to fight my mana. Whereas if I just go Lotus, they might fight my mana. So I think I go Talongates. Phase nothing out. And then cast a Lotus. They cycle a Street Race, so it's another Doomsday player. That's very interesting, isn't it? Strike blue. Play the fleshy boy. That gets forced, pitching a walk. Okay. And now we'll just cast a Ballista on one. Just to have something in play. And I'm not going to ping you, so just off you go. Okay. Underground Sea. Thought seizes me. Okay. Takes the Scrawling Crawler, only has 4 cards left in hand. I'll play a Grim Monolith. I'll make a Manifold Key. We can untap the Grim. Tap the Grim. Pump the Ballista and get in for 2. Opponent's at 13. And this looks to be our game plan. Okay. I'm not sure if that's going to keep up with Doomsday, if I'm honest with you. Yeah. Dark Ritual, Doomsday, opponent falls to 6. And then they can Ancestral Gush or Ponder. Anything gets them into the pile here. Just any cantrip is a kill. So this is a bit more how I feel this matchup would play out, right? I play my thing, they counter it, then they play a Doomsday and I die. So we get to 6. Opponent has a Gush with a blue floating. They can then just play another card, Ancestral, sure. And then Lotus, Thassa's Oracle. Cool. Future Sight Oracle, very nice. Cool. So let's get the Mind Breaks back in. Do I just want to lead Mastercore? I don't want Ballista. I don't want Khan. Maybe actually the One Ring's the thing that's bad here. Because we just don't have time to activate it many times, right? So like, Ballista, 2 One Rings and a Soul Guide. That could be the way to go, because Khan is at least a null rod to make that pile annoying. We can lean more into the scrawly crawlies. Okay, game 2. Obviously we're on the play again. We will keep, and then am I supposed to like yeet cards, or do I play like sensibly and just feed them a scrawling crawler? I guess I yeet cards, right? Let's play a Sensei's top. Opponent cycles a Street Wraith. Opponent cycles a Street Wraith. Top gets through. Maybe I didn't want to play Sensei's top. Maybe Manifold Key was better. Okay. Just with Manifold Key, if they'd countered it, I could still cast my guy. Now we can just play the Scrawling Crawler. Oh, that got through. That's nice. Play a Mox Emerald and pass. So we can look end step. Opponent takes a point. They've got the Sapphire. They've got a Ponder. So they're going to take another one from Ponder. So far, no sort of like... Maybe they're looking for a land for a revolt or something like this. They just need to find a quick kill. And the consort lines can come together nicely with all the tutoring that they've got. So Flooded Strand and pass. I'm going to activate the top on the end step, take a look at 3. Scrawly Crawler again. Is that the approach? I guess so. Let's go top. Chalice, Scrawly Crawler. We both draw a card. I get my Monolith back. I play a Scrawling Crawler. Opponent responds to Scrawling Crawler. Fetches an Underground Sea. They've got so many cards. They've got 7 cards. They cast Steel Sabotage. Okay. And now Chalice on 1. Which makes the top underneath my top pretty bad. But I'm going to get to draw through it with Scrawling Crawler, or I'm going to get to look again with Sensei's top anyway. Chalice on 1 nukes all their cantrips and their dark rituals. So that will put them 2 turns away from Lotus, 2 turns away from Doomsday without a Lotus or Jet. This might cost them 2 cards. And I could have sequenced differently, but I'd much rather they force away Scrawling Crawler than a Chalice on 1, right? So I baited the first one, not thinking of the annul. Opponent falls to 8. They fall to 7. So there's no patchwork in this list, which is in a lot of the other sort of Raker lists. And that can add another like level of offense. It feels like we're quite anemic in the attacking, aren't we? Like we're generally just here like I've got my 3-2, let's pass the turn and cross our fingers. Which I don't think is perfect. I do feel like the 2 spells we played last turn, if one of them resolves, are more impactful than the One Ring. So One Ring's not particularly exciting for us. In that we spend 4 mana on a card and then the protection they can kill through the protection sort of thing. Like we don't get the full time walk like you do against other decks. This looks like a Murktide Regent. Or a Dig Through Time. It's a Murktide, so we will get the full effect this time round. Each player draws a card. I think that's fine. I think just drawing through this top is absolutely fine. Then I get Tezzeret. I don't have the mana. Oh, I do have the mana. What am I talking about? So yeah. No, I need the Time Vault, don't I? So I don't have the mana. So let's just untap the key. Untap the Monolith. Cast the One Ring. Next turn I'll get to draw lots of cards off of the Tezzeret if it gets through. Mind Break Trap's quite nice. I'll roll out this guy and then we'll just pass the turn. They have to kill through trap this turn. Otherwise, we're probably going to get to do something fun. They can't attack us. Well, they can attack us with the Murktide, but we've got the protection. So the Wandering Protection did kind of come up. Maybe it was supposed to just be like Tezzeret into ring, untap monolith, play ring. Opponent fetches. I wonder what the kill is from here. Maybe it's just chain Thoracle Consort or chain Doomsday Gush, something like that. It's difficult to learn how to sequence with these decks because it's a case of like, sure, I could have played Tezzeret and then the One Ring. Maybe I should always play Tezzeret and then the One Ring. I'm just concerned that you play one, gets countered, that's your whole turn, but it would have been my whole turn anyway, right? So maybe I just when I get onto these new decks, I don't play through the situation so far in my mind, or far enough into my mind. So here we go. They've fetched. They've got a consult. No Thassa's Oracle yet. I don't know what they named. They've got 12 cards left. They named Thassa's Oracle. So is this just a YOLO? They play Thassa's Oracle. They get to look at the top 4 cards of their deck. They've got Snuff Out. They've got 2 Null Rods. Okay. We'll draw a card, they die. Okay, that was interesting. Maybe that was just like a... If Thassa's Oracle is the bottom card of my deck here, then it's really good sort of situation. Okay, so I've got the Master in already. Do I want Dismember? Not really, because that thing's so big already. And I think I'm happy with what I've got. I know the One Ring did something there. I think we're fine where we're at. The traps and the other card. The traps and the Master Core. This is multiple different Flesh Rakers on turn 1. Opponent just cycles a Street Wraith. And then we go to their main phase. And then they play an Undercity Sewers. And it's back to us. So 6 cards. They've pitched a Snuff Out away. We get Chalice of the Void. I'll play Soul Ring. Soul Ring gets misstepped. I'll play a Sensei's Top. Do I want a Chalice on 0? Does that do anything? Seems really bad, right? Maybe it's a Force of Will. I would like it to be to Force of Will, is what I mean by that. Okay, that didn't work. It has a Ponder. Yeah. The Chalice was bad. Like, if I just wait and Chalice on 1, I get to lock out their whole deck. If I Chalice on 0, they just ignore it and play lands. Because I've got no clock, right? It's not like they're under pressure to make land drops. I've got nothing going on. I can pay 2 to look at the top 3 cards in my upkeep, or I can wait a turn. I'm not sure I like that. Opponent finds basic island as their next land. And then it's back to us. I don't think I can look here. So, Grimothy into Fleshraker. Fleshraker's in and we'll pass the turn. Just a naked Fleshraker. Maybe I'm supposed to top actually, maybe just flip the top on my turn, because I'm going to flip it on their turn anyway, aren't I? Dark Ritual. Demonic Consultation. Consults for, I assume, Doomsday. They reveal Doomsday, yeah. They exiled all their Force of Wills. Do I want to go now or do I want to go later? We've seen no flusters. Let's just trap this. Because it looks like they're lining up Duress plus Doomsday, right? You've got Force of Will back, pitching Time Walk. Okay. They cast Doomsday. So I've probably got an untapped step. Which means I'm going to want to... Unless they're holding Ancestral. They won't be able to get back into blue because of my thing. I just felt they had a Duress rolled up. Maybe I was supposed to flip in response to the Doomsday. Because then I can get another Mind Rape trap, right? Opponent's going to 7. Now you think I need to flip top, play top. Have a look. Norrod. So they're both gone. Last card's not Norrod. Last card is quite possibly Ancestral. Oh no, they would have put Ancestral in the pile. Street Wraith. I don't know. I'm sure they'll show us when they want to. So 7. And then they pass the turn to us. We'll let their mana go. And I will flip my top. 7 life is the target. That's another Fleshraker. Let's play a Sensei's top then. Get the Fleshraker token, get the Fleshraker ping. Look at the top 3 cards with this top. City of Traitors. Doesn't quite do it. I don't have 4 mana for the Talon Gates. So, how do you win? I could flip into City of Traitors. The Mox Ruby makes 3 mana as well, right? So Mox Ruby's more damage than City of Traitors. But Mox Ruby isn't more damage than City of Traitors because I have a Chalice in play. We did again. Okay. So we can just cast this, not get our other guy into play. Not get our extra points of damage. Would have only been another 2 points though. And they're just going to Ancestral into land thing. Okay. So we do lose. 2 Doomsday matchups interesting. I guess they just all know that everyone's out playing Artifact combo. And this is the way to go sort of thing. Ancestral not get a Gush not Ancestral. Replace the city to get rid of a card. Playing around Dismember, I presume, is their aim here. There's a Thassa's Oracle. Thassa's Oracle kills. Excellent stuff. Okay, I didn't play well, but that's fine. Let's see if we can play something that's not Doomsday. Okay, round 3 with Tezzeret. We are up against Lurrus. We're on the draw against a Wep. We will keep our hand. They have a cat. That's an Undercity, so it's pitching Force of Will. Okay, Mishra's Workshop into Grim Monolith. And now I'll send my Wandering. They have a counterspell. More forces? Force of Will pitching Psychic Frog. Okay. Wasteland my Workshop. And pass. Ancient Tomb then, I guess, into Sensei's Top. This could get Spell Pierced. It does. I'll play a Soul Guide Lantern. That's a card in the future. We'll eat your Spell Pierce, I guess, just in case of Snapcaster Mage. Opponent untaps for their next turn. They've got a Mishra's Bauble. They take a look at our deck. They play a Wasteland. They Wasteland our Ancient Tomb. They play a Nihil Spell, sure. So, a whole lot of nonsense so far, just Wastelands, which I think we're like somewhat acceptable against. I can just play the Sapphire. Do I just play the... This is probably my best opportunity to play this guy, right? They've had a blind draw off the top. They're running out of shit to do. They have a Force of Will plus blue card. Okay, then. So that's 3 Force of Wills in the first 11 cards and 2 Wastelands. So I feel like we should be okay for a moment. Fucking hell, that was a blind draw. Okay. We weren't supposed to win this game. Not intended for anyone's master plans that we would win this game. Let's see what we can do though. That's a One Ring. Which we will just send. We can beat the days. We can't beat the 4th Force of Will. We can't beat Force of Negation. Okay. I don't know when to pop this Lantern. So I can get a card out of it, but I can also get in the way of like a Treasure Cruise would be the other option. I think they've already got the Cruise and I've just missed my opportunity, so I'm going to get 1 card. Yeah, I should have. I even thought about the Cruise, but I wanted the card next turn or something. Okay. I don't feel like people are winning games against what they've drawn. This has been a tough showing. So we'll pop our Lantern for a card on end step. Maybe I should have done that already, actually, just because now if they just go land Bowmaster, I'll take an extra point for the support of it all. Strip Mine. Strip Mine's my Ancient Tomb. So I'm just going to take 2 and grab a card now. That's fine. They've got 2 cards in hand. We can't cast our card. Brutal. And we can't untap our Grim because of Workshop's restriction. They've got basic Swamp. They can buy Lurrus. No, they're just going to go for my yard to start with. So jet by Lurrus, pass to us. We die. Okay, next game. Wow. That was brutal. That was brutal. They had all of the cards, and then on top of that they had the top deck Ancestral. So I guess I'm supposed to be a bit more annoying rather than quite as combo-y. I don't think the Soul Guide stays in. Chalice I can't imagine does lots. Ballista seems questionable. Does kill a bowman, but I'm not sure that matters. I don't know about Scrawling Crawler, but it makes them use their fatal pushes and snuff out whatever their kill spell is. What is the objective here? These guys all block frogs, right? So that's cool. And can't be blocked by frogs. Dismember, maybe Dismember's bad. Kills Bowmaster though. Kills Lurrus, can sometimes kill a frog. I'm gonna drop the Crawler. So I think the Crawler is the weakest of what we've got. Maybe that Relic's interesting just to keep their graveyard down for frogs and Lurruses and that sort of nonsense, but I think this is fine. I'll keep this hand. And cast a Mana Crypt. And now we can just go Vexing Bauble to lead. So that's Force of Will pitching, Lorien revealed. And now we'll play a Flesh Raker. That gets through at least. Which might unlock some things for next turn. I'm not going to Stone Coil for 0. If they just wasteland me, then this Stone Coil can ramp me in a moment. They bauble me first of all. They've got 5 cards at the moment after the Force Pitch. They've got a wasteland, so Stone Coil's going to ramp us slightly with the Flesh Raker. We've got a Mana Crypt flip to get through. Bauble draws them a card. Mana Crypt, we win. Mastercore. Let's make a 2-2 then. They're going to take some damage. And that's just going to be our turn, I think. They take 2 from the Stone Coil on the way in. 1 for the token and 1 for the Stone Coil itself. And then it's back over to them. They're on 6 cards. They've got Misty. This might just be a clean and easy fatal push for the opponent. Yeah, push my Flesh Raker. Mana Crypt goes off. I won the flip. Ancient Tomb allows me to resolve the One Ring. No, because they've got so many Force of Negations, right? So I can just play the Mastercore, I guess. It's better. Now they kind of can't kill it. They can't play cards. And we kill any future Norrod that they're trying to work towards. So that's quite nice. Let's discard a One Ring to the Mastercore. Say Tails. I win the flip again. We draw a Workshop, which I can't play. Can attack for some damage though. So we'll attack for 7. No. No Bowmaster was played. That gets spell pierced. Opponent's at 5. Our cards are big and beefy. They've got Strip Mine. They play Time Walk. They cast Treasure Cruise. Okay, so they're making a go of it at the very least. So it is just Bowmaster that gets them out of this. It's really hard for us to put more cards on the stack. Since my Wandering got countered. They cast DT. This just has to be for Bowman, right? That's like a non-negotiable DT unless they've got a clean answer for the Master Core. Like a Dismember or a Snuff Out. Snuff Out's a tough one. Okay, so the Master Core's still here at the moment. We'll discard this. Say Tails. It is a Bowmaster. Strangely timed. Just going face. Do they have the twist to go with it? Is that the joke here? Do they have to block with everything? No, but I can't block through a twist. I'm just going to send. Opponent chumps, takes 2. Not loving our spot. Not loving our spot at all. But we think they had to tutor for that. So blue and 1. We're still paying a bunch of costs as well. Okay, opponent buys Lurrus. Strip Mine's my Ancient Tomb. So I'll have to chump with the guy this turn. Mana Crypt isn't really doing us any favours, is it? Mana Crypt continues to do us no favours. Actually, I guess the favours that Mana Crypt is doing us is now when they flash back the Bowmaster. Yeah, so we should get there if their play is just to play Lurrus, flashback Bowmaster, so we can kill the token from under them. Yep, that's fine. We still trample for a lot, right? Neither of these things can be blocked by Lurrus, so they can't gain life. I discard the Manifold Key, we kill the token. I think they were dead anyway, though. Protection from multicolored, protection from multicolored. I don't know what they can have. They block. Snapback. Snapback would play. No snapback. Okay. Well, that was sweaty, but that's just kind of what the Masticore does, right? Maybe Ballista is good just because of the Bowmaster loops and blocks. I was thinking about the Relic as well. The Relic was getting in the way of their stuff. Does the Relic getting in the way of their stuff do anything? Do I care about Manifold Key just as a card in general? I don't think so. And maybe Sensei's top's tough as well. Let's try this. One Masticore doesn't seem like very many Masticores, does it? So we've opened up this double Tezzeret 5-lander. I don't think I can keep this though, because I can't promise that I'll untap with a land. So I'm going to take a mulligan. This looks like something as well. Oh, this is certainly something. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to bottom the Ancient Tomb, but then I can't ever cast a Flesh Raker, so maybe I bottom the Workshop. I guess the Ancient Tombs are better because of Tezzeret and Flesh Raker, right? So there's multiple reasons why. Opponent has a Lotus. Opponent passes. To us, we have Flesh Raker. So let's go Sapphire, Workshop, Mystic Forge to lead. I know this is my best card. That got through, so I guess I'm just getting rodded. Let's draw a card. I just got through. Okay. Not sure why I drew a card when I could have activated my Mystic Forge to get rid of the Flesh Raker. So that all got through. What does that mean? I think it's just Rod. I think it just means no Rod. Strip Mine's fine. We kind of played around the idea of a Strip Mine. Oh, but it's turn 2 Frog plus Strip Mine. I don't love that. They untap. They take their turn. I'll put my library over that side for now. They get up to 4 cards. Then at some point I'm sure they'll strip my Workshop. Wasteland as well. Okay. So let's draw a card, because we do want this top. It's a Stonecoil Serpent. Let's kill the Psychic Frog. Opponent forces this, which means as long as they're not holding Consign to memory, we should win. So we can play a Flesh Raker, play a Stonecoil for 0, get the token, play the top, and that should kill. Last long goodbye. That's a shame. So let's pay a life to Mystic Forge, I guess, because I don't want that wandering on top. Black Lotus might reload the kill, actually. Yeah, I think it does. We go Lotus. Our spawn token rakes flesh. Now we play a top. That gets us a token, and that's a kill because we got the Mystic Forge, so we just need the 1 top. Because we can draw a card, sacrifice a token, cast a top, and that's game. Okay, so that was sweaty. I was not expecting to win that match. But we did just manage to overload them. Obviously really lucky with the Lotus off the top there. I guess it had to be Lotus as well, right? To get back into that mana, or like mana crypt into another Mox. But Mystic Forge did a lot of heavy lifting. I even managed to make some misplays on the way through, but hey hey, that's a game, that's a match. Let's go to the next one. Okay, round 4, we're up against Yonatan. And we are on the play. We have got 2 tops and a Flesh Raker. keep this. Opponent hasn't revealed a chance of the annex. I think mono white is usually their wheelhouse. I think I'm supposed to just play a Crawling Crawler though, and then go for glory next turn. If they're on something blue, this might get the counter spell out. It doesn't. Opponent takes a point in their draw step. Plays an Ancient Tomb. Mox Pearl. Glaring Fleshraker. Plays a Mana Crypt, okay. Don't love Mana Crypt for us. Plays a Grim Monolith. Okay, but if we untap, we should win. Critical ifs in there. We've got Nettle Cyst, which is inconsequential as well. They could have Dismember, I guess. Like a main deck Dismember. We draw 2 each, or 1 each, sorry. And I've got my draw step. Now we can make the Fleshraker. Play a Mox Emerald. Do you have any sort of Dismember here? If yes, then congratulations. If no, then congratulations to us. We win. Alright, that was easy. Turn 2 kill. I guess I want the rods. The Dismembers. The Mastercore. Maybe the traps on the draw. I think these 9 make sense. I don't want the Ballista. I don't think I want Chalice. Soul Guide doesn't work. Scrolling Crawler might be bad. No, Scrolling Crawler works through our Null Rod. How does Null Rod work for us? Am I supposed to sit here and just be like, yeah, taste it, I've got a Null Rod? If I've got a Null Rod, then I do want my creatures, don't I? Maybe I just don't want Null Rod in the mirror. Maybe Dismember, Mastercore, and Trap are better. And then Vexing Bauble on the draw, because it seems tough. So Chalice, 2 One Rings. I don't like the One Rings. The One Rings are going to get me turns against Fleshraker, right? It's just damage. Deals 1 damage, yeah. So 2 cuts from this pile. I guess the Crawlers. Are the way to go. So we'll ship this in. I'll keep this. This is a lot of mana. I've got a Mindbreak Trap. So there's a Sapphire. Eldrazi Temple, that's neat. Does make a Fleshraker. That's 2 spells. That's just a pass of the turn. Academy. Okay. So how do you play this? What do I tutor for? Do I tutor for anything? Emerald? Emerald. Mana Vault. Tezzeret. Tezzeret's trapped. So I could just play another Tezzeret, right? Or I could play a hold up mind break. What am I supposed to tutor for when the Flesh Raker's in play against us? I'm just going to hold up mind break trap. And try and Tezzeret next turn. Opponent's got 3 cards in hand. Okay. Opponent's got 4 cards after their draw step. We've got a hard cast mind break trap for something scary. I don't know how I deal with this Flesh Raker. I haven't quite decided yet. I think I have to trap top, right? I think we're allowed to fuck around with that one. So let's just do that. No possible plays. We take a damage. Opponent's got 2 to 3 mana. Patchwork Automaton. In for 2. So, how do we play? Scrawly Crawly. So now three mana makes a Tezzeret. And let's have a look at our deck list. So we've got like top. I guess it's got to be top, right? It can't be anything else. We've got a trinket mage for top. So in that case, I -3 to Tezzeret. Search for Sensei's top. Cast Sensei's top. Tezzeret triggers. Take a look. See if there's anything better than Scrawling Crawler there. Not really. So, Talon Gates, Monolith, Sapphire. I think I'm supposed to flip this to make the Sapphire happen and tick up the Tezzeret. And then cast the Scrawling Crawler at the end and tick up the Tezzeret. Now it's hard for the Tezzeret to die again. It does gain counters quickly, doesn't it? Beginning of combat, put 3+ on counter target artifact you control. If it's not a creature, becomes a 0/0. Okay. They lose a life to drawing cards. They have a Grim Monolith, which is a counter and a token. I think we're going to be trading off this Scrawling Crawler to protect our Tezzeret, if we're allowed. They have a One Ring. Do you have one more thing just to make it that you're eating my Scrawling Crawler? They lose a life. They crack their guy. And they play another Patchwork. So their Patchwork is a 4/4 and officially bigger than mine. I'm very low on life points. But I do have a top flipping around. So I'm going to see one additional card underneath my Sensei's top. They've got one card left over. They're not sending the Flesh Raker. I feel like it was 2 3 points of damage. So I can shuffle. I can draw top, take a look, shuffle. Nope. So it's draw top, play top. Tezzeret ticks up. Take a look. Nothing of use, right? Or no, nothing of use. So we'll just go any order. And now I guess I search for a 1-drop. Probably get a Voltaic key this time. And now take a look with top. There's a Flesh Raker, so I can make infinite blockers. Is that true? No, I don't have the colourless to work with this turn. I do have the colourless to work with because of my manifold key. But if I've got that... No, this doesn't work, right? So I just need to play the One Ring. So let's go Flesh Raker, top, One Ring. We'll draw a card. We'll play the One Ring as our second spell of the turn, I think. And then we can play the manifold key afterwards. Yeah. So we'll play this. We get protection. Draw a card. Play a manifold key. Do I untap and draw more, or do I... What would I be drawing? I'd be drawing top Flesh Raker, so no. So I just play the top. Get the 5th counter on Tezzeret, and then next turn I should be able to kill, provided they don't have something scary. Or another One Ring. But at least get infinite blockers, so I'm not going to die again in the future. My Tesarette is going to fall, but I think that's fine. I think double tutor from Tez was great for us. I take 2 in my upkeep, so I'm safe from everything like that. And I think we're doing something. I have a ruby. They draw 2 cards off the One Ring. You have an Urza Saga. You have a Mana Vault. You've got 1 card left in hand. We could really do this last card just not being the One Ring. That's like literally the whole thing. It's a Scrawling Crawler. That is arguably worse. So now I need to find a Talon Gate, right? Because I can't infinite them. Without the Talon Gates. Tezzeret dies. That's fine. Yeah, we get it. Tezzeret's dead. I take nothing. And then I take 1, 2, 3 in my upkeep because of the Scrawling Crawler arriving. I don't know what orders that in, but I don't think it matters. I think I want to take a look. Okay, 7. This will send me to 5, right? It'll send me to 4. And then to 1 if I untap it and do it again. Which isn't good, because I need to find exactly Talon Gates, so I may as well just look for my top. Search your library for... Tezzeret can't do anything. Does this matter in terms of like ordering? No. No is where I've landed on that one. I need a Talongate in the top 3. There is a Talongate in the top 3. So we can take the Talongate. We can flip the top. We go to 2. Play a land for the turn. Phase out this guy. Make 2 colourless. Your Crawly doesn't exist. Play a Flesh Raker. Play a top. And that's game. So our top card is top. Looks like opponent wants us to do this. So that's fun. You can see the power of this deck where, I don't know, both of us are doing it. I killed them turn 2 last game, and then we had 2 traps and 2 wanderings exchanged, and they're dying on turn 4. So they are quite quick. They had some hate piece for us. They had, 47,000 mana in play as well. So, I don't know. These decks are powerful. I think the one against Wep showed that more. Just the sheer amount of crap we've worked through against Wep to win last round. Yeah, so we take this round as well. Opponent's bored of watching. They think I found the line. And we go to the final round. Okay, final round. We're up against Black Dex 99, who I believe is a Dredger. So that's nice for them. We've got some cards. They kept 7. Might make resolving the Wandering problematic. Maybe this hand's a bit too all in. They discarded Grief. That can't be good for the home team. They play Chalice of the Void. Play Hollow One. They've got Force of Will. Okay. Mishra's Workshop. Grim Monolith. Manifold Key. Grim Monolith. See if they counter one of them at some point. No. Untap another target artifact. Play the One Ring. Low expectations of this resolving. Yep. And I'll play the Manifold Key. No, it won't. I'll play the Monolith. And the Chalice doesn't do anything in this matchup, so we'll just pass. I shouldn't pass. I can play the... I've already passed. Oh well. The Force of Will was face up, so they didn't take any of the bait early, which would have been nice because we would have been able to resolve a turn 2 ring. They've got 2 Bizarre Bagdads. Yada yada yada. Here comes some cards. We take 3 from the Chill. That will get back 2 Silver Smoke Ghouls. They've got another Bizarre Baghdad though, and another Creeping Chill. So it's clean and easy 10 that we're taking this turn. No, sorry, 13. When did we get to their main phase? How did we get there? So we're dead next turn. We need to draw something good. Right, now it says how many cards you've got in your grave drawer. Some creatures come into play from their end step. And it's our turn. We need to top deck the One Ring. Or Time Vault. It's a Sapphire. Can't do anything with that. Next game. Okay. So these three, that's all we've got to work with. That's cool. And the Soul Guide and the Vexing Bauble. Why only three? How do I cut all my scrolling crawlers? One of these then. Is what we'll do. One of these. So now the Tezzeret's are really good, right? Because we've got the Tezzeret package gets us the hate cards. No strip mines, no wastelands, no needles is interesting. I don't know why. I don't know why cages and relics are the choice. Because relics 2 to act. Yeah, relics rubbish. Relics rubbish. Relics hard to use. And it costs 2 mana. Scrolling Crawler blocks. Not Scrolling Crawler. Stonecoil Serpent blocks Prized Amalgam and Narcomoeba. So maybe I needed more of those, but we're not dropping Tezzerettes. Okay, then game 2 against Dredge. We've got Vexing Bauble into Relic of Progenitus. So we'll keep this hand. Opponent is hopefully mulliganing. 5 cards entered exile, that's good for the home team. On the draw, this should be a nice kill. So we can just... Yeah, 5, 2, okay, well. And we win, alright then. Good chat, good chat. I'm just going to resubmit, I think. On the draw, this gets a lot worse because we're going to get griefed and stuff. Griefed and bazared before we get to do anything. This hand can't play cards. Well, it can play a turn 1 Tezzeret and die, so I'm going to mulligan. This has 2 pieces. We'll keep this. I think we bottom Khan, right? Because it's hard to get to Khan. It's not hard to get to Khan. I've got a manifold key. Khan doesn't do anything though, right? Khan doesn't do anything. Is that true? I bought in all my graveyard hate, right? So Khan can get a Stonecoil Serpent at best. So yeah, let's get rid of Khan. I've got 2 hate pieces that they have to work around. They've got a Bazaar of Baghdad. They kept on 6. They go up to 7 and down to 4. No dredgers. Chalice of the Void, Hollow One. Okay. They can still have Force of Will. Let's go. They can still have Force of Vigor as well, so the Grim isn't safe. So let's go Grim then. And Manifold Key the Grim. Untap another target artifact. So they don't have the Force of Vigor. Which means we can play a Grafdigger's Cage. Because that should get trapped. Or fought over at the very least. Force negation, pitching force negation. This is my One Ring. I draw a card. I've got another One Ring. Perfect. Not going to play the Emerald because there's no reason to. They're going to flip in their upkeep. They don't hit a Dredger. They draw a card. It doesn't do anything. They don't attack. I've got a One Ring. I don't know if I told you. I'm going to draw 2 cards. I'm going to play this. Phase out your guy. Untap the One Ring. And draw 3 cards. And we've won. Okay, that was cool. 4 and 1. The Tezzeret did do well in that mirror match, right? Well, we did 2 trinket mages for top and key. At no point today am I going to claim that what I did was the correct and best line. I just played the cards I thought I should play at any given time. I'm not very good at sequencing, I don't think, in these decks. I think I'm supposed to be a bit more, if they have a force of will, they have a force of will. So there's that turn where I pondered for ages against Wep and or against the power 9. It was like I just play the Tezzeret, untap the mana vault, and then play the One Ring. If they counter the Tezzeret, it's the same as if they counter the One Ring, except I have a One Ring in play, whereas I played a One Ring and had a Tezzeret in hand, and blah blah blah. But the deck is clearly powerful. I think I think for the next week or so, at the very least, maybe longer, you need to have an idea of what you're going to do against Tesarette. I've seen rumors of people wanting to try it in mono white. There's going to be a billion different versions of Tesarette decks. Like maybe there's going to be non-Lurrus PO decks, more prison elements than this one here, more aggro elements, more like the patchworks that we saw against Yonaton. Then there's going to be the Jewel Shops gamers. Can they fit it in? It's 0 mana if you untap a jewel with it, you know. So lots to consider, lots to play with here with the Tezarettes. That was our first foray into it. Maybe I'll last on this channel, I don't know, I couldn't tell you. But yeah, this was Koby's 5-0 list. We went 4-1 without much of a brain cell available. And the deck is clearly powerful. Talon Gates looked great. It came up. We wouldn't have won if we didn't have it in our deck, so that's nice. I think the sideboard was interesting to me. I don't know when these are supposed to be in a deck. They seem horrendous. I'm not sure I love the Graveyard Hate package, to be honest with you. But that's just, I don't know, I think that's just me being picky as a Bazaar player sort of thing. The traps are clearly good for the mirrors and the Doomsdays and stuff. The Dismembers, I'm sure you need to kill Clarion Conqueror. That means you've got 5 kills with Talon Gates. And the Stonetalk Serpents seem really good against Lurrus. I don't know about this Ballista, I'm not sure why that's there, but hey ho. Khan is great, Mystic Forge was great, Flesh Raker was the main event, Tezzeret assisted. There we go. Raker Shops. Deck from Koby, 4-1 from me, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.